my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for this video because it's not every day that I find a new brush pen. And I have to do a shout out to one of my viewers who had recently commented on my Stabilo 68 brush pen review, and her name was Gilly1988. She actually recommended these brush pens. So of course, these are the Edding 1340 brush pen that I recently picked up, and they're made in Germany, and I'm really excited to kind of get into and see how they perform, kind of what they can do, and how they compare to all of the other brush pens that I own. So without further ado, let's do a quick swatch. We'll write out all of the colors and then we'll talk about them.
You're moving so differently. Now this is all I want. So if you make a move, I promise I'll be there too. Ooh, give me time and place. I will be there before you have to wait for me. Been hiding away for too long. 'Cause all I need is something just like this in a time and place. Ooh, give me a time and it's something just like this in a time and place. She's telling me that I tend to get it right, so stay with me. Yeah. Just be safe and hold on tight. Is it just me who's falling? I'm in too deep. Give me a time and place. I will be there before you have to wait for me. Been hiding away for too long. 'Cause all I need is something just like this.
That's it for the swatches. And now let's talk about this for a quick sec, because number one, I did get these from a place called the Online Pen Company, and to be honest, I'd never heard of it before until I had just put out a search for these brush pens. I had just, entered into my web browser Edding 1340, and the Online Pen Company came up, because when I first looked, I couldn't find them on Amazon. So since then, I have taken a second look, and I have found the whole pack on Amazon, and it is $40. So I will link that down below. I'll link both websites if you are interested. And the other thing is, I do not have the light orange color. That is the one color that was out of stock when I went to order. So that is the only marker I'm currently missing. So another one of my thoughts is that I'm curious as to why there are so many like orange and yellow, orange, red shades. So that's a lot right there. Like that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 compared to every other one. And the pink shade does definitely, to me, not look pink. It looks like some kind of fuchsia or violet tone, which is kind of curious because the pen cap looks pink. So it's definitely not the same color as on the lid of the pen. So that is interesting. And then also, I'm not really sure how the numbers work. Again, I don't really see like a 001. Well, I do, but I mean, I don't see them in order. So like, why would one like black be first and then red and then blue, unless they're doing primary colors first? Because you've got green, which isn't a primary color, and then you've got yellow, and yeah, and then orange. So it's interesting how the color scheme went. And so instead of doing it according to the color scheme, I did just do it in the order of the pen barrel that I saw. So I arranged them in color from like yellow, pretty much the colors that I would arrange them in. And that's how I went with it. But I didn't take into account that the color of the pen would actually be different than the body of the pen, so there's that. Now, speaking about the actual body of the pen, let's use the pink one here. Oh, and by the way, they won't stop rolling, so there's nothing that will prevent them from rolling off your table. And the entire time that I was filming the swatches, it annoyed me to no end, so I had to put like another marker here to keep them on the table. Okay, so the black pen barrel is shiny. It's not particularly comfortable in my hand, but it's not like the worst either. The pen lid is shiny plastic, apparently not the same color as some of the pens. I mean, for the most part, most of them are, but some of them aren't. And on the pen barrel, it says Edding 1340 brush pen made in Germany. And the color of the pen, like the number, is right underneath the barcode. So it says COL009. And when you open it up, I'll stick it on the back. It fits nice, like it's not gonna, the lid isn't gonna come off the back of the pen, so that's good. And the top of the pen has this little pink color, the lid, and then of course right here at the tip, so you can tell what color it is. And as for the brush pen itself, the only brush pen that I could kind of compare it to would be the CLNGR Fibrello brush pen. And it's actually a little bit bigger than that. But it is definitely a medium brush pen. I would not call it a small. Some people actually call the Fiuto a medium, and I tend to disagree with that. And I'll show you why here. So to me, this is still a large, or I guess you could call it a large medium, but this is the difference. So they're much bigger, and these still produce really large lettering downstrokes. So let's put these side by side. I know they're not the same color. We're gonna go to a different sheet of paper here, and I'll show you guys what they look like all in one like shot. So this is the Kiritaki. Okay, and we'll do them in order of size. So this is the Edding 1340. Okay, so this is the Fibrello brush CLNGR. So I guess technically the shape size is probably most like these ones here, but actually bend a lot more. They're a little bit more giving with more flex. These ones are firmer, so definitely a more of a firmer brush pen, but the whole brush pen can move, and you will notice when I was writing in real time that they're a lot squeakier on the page. And I think that's just because they're a little bit more firm and they don't flex. They do flex. I mean, they bend back really well, but they aren't as flexible as the Fibrellos. Another brush pen that I got recently that I could try to compare, but these are a little bit bigger, the Stabilo Pen 68 brush. Let's see, actually, maybe let's compare the size here. Okay, no, they're really close to the same size, so let's see. These also have a bit more flex to them. These are almost like the Fibrellos because they do definitely have a flex, like a more cushiony brush tip, if that makes sense. But these ones are definitely harder. So now let's see if they blend. So I've got my water pen, I've got my Tombow blender, I've got a blending card. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. We're going to use the dark green and the light green together. First, we'll just do it right on the paper. With a Tombow blender, again, the paper isn't right for it because it just destroys the paper. And on the, with the watercolor paper, again, I don't really hold out much hope for that. The color spreads a little bit. Now we'll try putting it on the blending card. So personally for me, I'm just trying to see if they blend, but I probably wouldn't do blending with these particular markers just because the tip is smaller. I do prefer to use larger fiber tips when it comes to blending my brush pens. So you could use this with the Tombow blender itself. And my Tombow blender is actually getting destroyed. Okay, or you could use the brush, like the water brush. So if you wanted to do some kind of like watercolor painting, it would work for that too. But again, it's not as blendable as actual, especially because we're on this paper, so it's not really going to work as it would on watercolor. So let's try watercolor. Okay, so it still soaks into the page like pretty quickly, so it doesn't act exactly like watercolor paint, because you can still see where it dried. It dried really, really quickly, basically. So this is a 20-pack set, and again, this is as many brush pens as I could find. Even the pack on Amazon just had 20 pens, so that is kind of interesting. And I was, again, I think the only person that I've seen this these brush pens on reviewed on was Sarah from Ensign Insights, and I don't think they're very popular because I honestly haven't seen them around that much. So let me know down in the comments what you think about these pens, and have you tried them? Do you have any experience with them? And do you like them over any other pen, like the Tombow, for instance? Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you're new here, I would love if you would consider subscribing. Please click on that bell button to be notified every time I upload a new video, and give this video a big thumbs up. We will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!